Welcome to the Bearded Bro Show podcast. I'm your host, Dustin, and today I'm with...
Trav, the other co-host that maybe people like, maybe they don't. I don't know. I don't even know why I said that. No one's even said anything about liking me or disliking me, but you know.
Right.
Except maybe on my
I
YouTube channel, but... Wait, what?
Right. Hey, I thought that I would let Travis say his name today, you know, to be a nice person, even though Travis is not a nice person because he still hasn't sent me my fucking care package.
Well, if you want to... I can't even, like, backfire on that. I can't even do it. But yeah, and I like how you got that out of your system before we even continue. I'm glad you did it now, other than do a whole freaking hour with me and then hit me with that bomb. It's like the care package bomb. It's like
I gotta switch it up for the people watching, listening.
I hope you guys are doing well, and also thank you, by the way, to 95 plays. By the way, like
yeah.
That's kind of mind-blowing considering this is only episode 9 or whatever it is. Thank you for that, because it's just like we're not even up to episode 10 yet, which I mean is kind of mind-blowing that we already are to that many. But at the same time, I'm like, man, only 9 episodes in, and like we're like, according to Anchor, like we're you know, we got a lot of quote unquote clicks, so that's really, I don't know, like
we'll
me and
probably hit 100 off this episode,
most likely, or even maybe by the time this is uploaded, maybe we'll hit 100, but like it's just crazy because me and Dustin just are doing this out of like the passion for, I mean, the content, but also, like, just to have discussions and have them recorded and just shooting the breeze and, you know, having guests and everything. And I won't, due to some scheduling or whatever, I won't say who it is, but we're going to have a special guest next week, so you can look forward to that. It'll be me and Dustin both talking to this person, and just the three of us chit-chatting away, and I'm literally so excited. That was actually going to be this week's, but... due to this person with like school and stuff, and he's really busy and everything, we're gonna record it soon, but then it'll be next week's episode because obviously we only want to put these out weekly.
And we've actually mentioned this person too, I think in last episode, because we got on the subject of content creation and like how people create, like how we create just for fun, and we actually did bring up this person's name.
Yeah, so if you guys, and it's not Ryan, by the way. So if you guys want to, that'll be the only hint. It's not Ryan, but we are gonna have Ryan on at some point too, because I know he's wanting to do that, and so are we. Like, I'm excited to get eventually a whole panel of people, just like really just a bunch of people that hit it off and everything, and and I was telling Ryan last night, I don't remember how we got on the subject. Like, I was telling him about how like me and him, like, I could go down a whole rabbit hole of this. So I'm going to try not to, but I won't be surprised if I kind of rant on a little bit about it, but like, having those friends that I was listening to Genius Brain podcast. I've plugged them a bunch. Like, I really, David So is amazing. And like, he's been on YouTube since like the beginning basically. And he's now just completely switched over to having a podcast. He has all kinds of guests, and like, it's what Joe was mentioning, like having those friends that you can connect with, because there's like layers to it. Basically, they were just discussing like, how there's different layers to friends. Like, we all have those different people that are on this different level with us, where it's like we try to give people chances. But there's just certain people out there, and some of you that are listening can probably think of it off the top of your head of like, just a few people that you would consider like, you're not going to be hyped to like go and out to eat with them or anything. It's kind of more of like if you work with them, maybe that's the only area you can stand them. And sometimes it's different. Sometimes like you don't like somebody at work, but then they're really cool outside of work. And, like, there's all these
Yeah.
different levels to it, and I was talking to Ryan about it, like, man, like, and not to get all sentimental, but, like, I'm extremely blessed to have the friends that I do, just because when I think back to, like, years ago and not having the people in my life that I do, it's, like, so weird to think, like, just over the past few years, my life just taking a turn on, like, the people that I'm just blessed with, where it's, like, I've got all these people that actually care about me, are, like, loyal in that way, and, like, Ryan, me and Ryan is just, like, me and him talk about it all the time. We were so different years ago, but we somehow grew up kind of together, changing in our own ways, realizing that we are two totally different people. Like, we are so different, but there's, like, this bond that's always been there, even though we're changing, and that's extremely rare.
It
I
is.
feel like, because I even have another childhood best friend that I grew up with and went to kindergarten with and everything before Ryan ever came along, and me and him really don't talk either. I've seen him around and everything, and, like, we're cool. Like, it's not no bad vibes or anything, but, like, it's just nice to think about, like, the people that you have where it's like, well, they could have bailed on me anytime, but they decided to stick around. Ryan's one of them. Dustin, I haven't met in person yet, but, we're doing this podcast and everything, so, I mean, like, we even before the podcast, we knew, like, that day's coming, like, at some point. If it has to be freaking Dustin's Jamaican wedding or whatever, like...
We're not getting married in Jamaica anymore.
I like how...
that shit... Well, basically... It's not even... I can't even say long story short, but essentially, the dates that we had, there was only one room available, and it was like a honeymoon suite. It was like $3,000 for 3 days. It was ridiculous. So none of our family could have went. So we crossed that off our list. And Trista's really been like, I think she's really wanting like a barn wedding, which barn weddings are fucking really nice, and they're cheap. Like, well, I mean, weddings aren't cheap, but like, it's definitely a cheaper alternative than to do it most places. So that's kind of what we've been leaning towards now, which would be in my state, my home state of Pennsylvania. So, obviously a lot easier for Trav and Ashley to get to, as opposed to Jamaica or Bora Bora or Barbados or wherever the hell. I don't even know where else I looked for destination weddings. But yeah, but there's that whole thing.
Yeah, I just, I don't know. Just as a general, it's not my recommendation, but because we can save those for the end. But just a general piece of advice to people is, like, just hold people close that matter to you. Like, you might grow apart. Things get busy. Like the point Joe was trying to make on Genius Brain was, things get busy. You have an adult life. I'm probably the busiest guy on the planet, but I still have that, like, thing where him and David are like, let's go get a bite. I mean, they literally work together, being creators and everything, and, like, having to basically see each other every day, but, like, they can just go to like a restaurant and not even necessarily have to talk. Like, that's to me what a bond is. Where it's like, we even have that, and I think, and you probably even have that too, Dustin, where, like, you even might have family that's like, they feel like they have to ask questions and talk whenever, and in your mind you're like, that's fine to talk to me, but, like, don't force it. Like, that's always been my thing, is, like, you don't have to force a conversation with somebody. Like, I enjoy sometimes just, like, being really chill with somebody, so much so that we don't have to, like, and it's obviously a positive to talk and, like, connect, but, like, having those friends and people that are close to you that are, like, that comfort of you don't have to, is, like, that's one of the pieces to a true friendship to me, where it's like, You know, if you have a bond good enough where you're just completely comfortable, like, you know, I think David said, like, toss them your house key and you trust them not to steal anything. Like that kind of friendship where it's like, you know, but, I don't know.
I have a hypothetical question for you, Trav.
All right.
Okay. So Trista's going to laugh when I bring this up because she knows two people that have done this, right? Are you and Ryan close enough that Ryan can come over to your house when Ashley's not home, lay in you and Ashley's bed with you, and watch 50 Shades of Grey together?
Well, it's definitely something we don't do. And
He said that's definitely something we don't
but
do.
we're friends enough where, like, you know, when I used to live with my mom and the only bed was freaking mine, and like, and he wasn't, you know, it was like there was just those like times where it's like, well,
I mean,
you know,
take the bed
like,
out of the equation. Could you sit with Ryan, you and Ryan, two heterosexual males, and watch 50 Shades of Grey together? All three movies.
We definitely wouldn't want to.
You wouldn't want to, but could you do it?
Yeah, we could do it, but we'd probably like do like a.
No.
We would probably. We'd probably just make fun of it the entire time in some way.
You'd make fun of it. Okay.
Do kind of like a funny commentary or something like.
It's because I watched it with Trista, and I'm not gonna lie, I watched the Twilight movies with her, and I hated on those movies. Call me whatever you want after I say this, but those movies are fucking good.
What, Twilight?
The Twilight movies they're not bad. They're actually like good. Like I was very interested in what was gonna happen.
They're definitely not bad.
No.
I'd say like
I think some of it's a little dumb, like vampires sparkle in the sunlight. Now that shit's stupid. Stupid.
I remember
But, like, the movie's not
enjoying like New Moon, and then like Twilight was like. I just remember the end being kind of cool. I was like, oh, like he's got to like save her life or whatever at the end, and like I thought that was kind of neat. But like, but I'm aware that like I've never read any of the books, so I'm aware that like they're probably better. Like all books are usually better than a film, but except man, Catching Fire though, like Hunger Games series, that movie was pretty freaking exactly how I imagined it in the book.
See, I could not get into the Hunger Games movies.
Dude, the books are so much better, but we were like forced to read them in school, and I loved the first Hunger Games was so like that whole like, and it's been out for a long time, so spoilers. But like the Hunger Games movie, the first one is so garbage compared to the book. Like there's supposed to be this thing where like I don't know if you remember in the movie, but like I'm trying to even remember like the different beasts and all that, the dog things. They're all supposed to be representations of the different tributes. And they're all supposed to be like different colors and all this stuff, and like the same eye color and all that. And like they didn't touch on any of that detail at all.
Travel, listen, I'm so sorry. I'm listening to everything you're saying. But I know you couldn't hear what happened, but when you listen back to the recording, you'll know what's going to happen. At about 13 minutes in, I farted, and it sounded funny. And it definitely picked it up on my microphone.
Jeez.
Please don't cut that out. And I have one request for our thumbnail friend. I don't care what Travis titles this episode. I just want my face photoshopped on the Punisher's body, but the Netflix Punisher. My only request. It's my only request. I don't give a shit if the thumbnail has nothing, or the Punisher, and with my face has nothing to do with what we're going to talk about.
You just want to see, you're mainly just like, okay, just a big test run here. I just want to see what my cross-eyed face looks like on the Punisher body with the jacket and everything.
Well, see, we've been watching it on Netflix, and it's good, and I have the opportunity to meet John Bernthal, and Rylan needs to go to bed. So, she just walked in the room. So, yeah, I had the opportunity to meet John Bernthal, who plays the Punisher, and also plays Shane in The Walking Dead, but fuck The Walking Dead, that show's awful. Hate me, I don't care. I know Lucas really likes it, so I'm sorry, Lucas, we're still cool,
I liked
but I
it
could not
until
get
it
into The
just
Walking Dead.
kept. I like it until it just kept going. And what's funny is the comics are supposed to end soon, so they think like that's when it's gonna end. And it's like, well, it just should have already ended. A show is a show. They didn't have to follow the comics, and they barely do anyway. But anyway, yeah, I'll let Anthony know.
I think I watched like up to like the first. I think I watched the first two seasons, and after that, I was like, this is like a soap opera for zombies. Just not my thing. But The Punisher, I like that.
Punisher's great. Daredevil, I love a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Season
And
3.
Trista's like in love with The Punisher. Like she cannot stop watching the show.
Season 3 of Daredevil was like the best season of all of the Marvel shows, in my opinion. Like, and I watched all of Iron Fist and all of that, and I couldn't get into Luke Cage. Like, I don't know. Like, he's a great character. Had just like I've heard so many things too, where it's like it's just the director and everything and the way, because all these series are like, some of them are just not gonna hit because they're just like these unknown directors that just, I don't know. Like, because if they were all under the same guy, like, obviously it'd probably be a masterpiece, but they're
Right.
not, so.
The Punisher was very well done. If you guys have not watched The Punisher, watch it before it's gone, because they literally canceled it like right after season 2 came out. Bastards.
Yeah.
Freaking Disney.
And Jessica Jones season 1 was, like, just perfection. Like, and not a lot of people watched that, but it was really freaking good. Like, I was blown away with how kind of heavy and serious that show is. Like, it's so good, though.
I mean, the thing is like, with The Punisher, and like Trista was watching it too, and like she literally like, in the middle of the one episode was like, this is actually like a Marvel thing. And I'm like, yeah, like you can watch the Deadpool movies, and yeah, they're like vulgar and graphic, but like The Punisher takes the whole brutal level to like it trumps Deadpool when it comes to that. Like, and usually if you watch the Punisher movies, they're very over the top, and like the kills are super exaggerated, and you know, like
the show's
whole
very grounded.
lore behind it's weird. Whereas like the Netflix show, he's like ex special ops, you know, was involved in like an illegal mission that they were told that was given to them by the government, like it was a government contract, and it wasn't. It's just this whole thing about like how his friend betrayed him and like had his family killed, and like he just, it's like very serious. It's real. Like it's something that you could actually see happening.
Right.
Like it just, I don't know, because I've watched both Punisher movies, and even one with Thomas Jane. Like it's a good movie, but some of it's just so fucking exaggerated. Like I don't know. It just, after watching the Netflix series, like you could never go back and watch another Punisher movie and enjoy it as much as you would enjoy the Netflix series, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it's really good. It's a very good show. There's something I want to talk about too, Trav. I think Xbox fucked up. Or someone at Xbox fucked up.
Why?
So, I'm sure you browse the Xbox store occasionally, and you know how there's like publisher sales?
Yeah.
So there's an Ubisoft sale going on right now, okay? And as of 2 days ago, there was 8 days left on the sale. So there's a lot of good games made by Ubisoft. Obviously, you got all the Assassin's Creed and stuff like that, but they also made the Tom Clancy Division games. I played the Division 1, not a big fan of it. It was okay. I bought Division 2 on my PS4 for $60 when it came out. Played it, loved it. I happened to look at the Ubisoft sale and saw the Division 2, and it said up to 70% off on select games, right? The Division 2, I'm pretty sure was supposed to be like $22. It's $2.99. It's $3 for the Division 2 right now on Xbox. $3.
So why, why do you think they screwed up though?
I don't know. I'm thinking that's what happened. I'm thinking because it was supposed to be, okay, because it's still a $60 game. So even at $60, if the game was 70% off, that'd take $42 off. The game would be $18. It's $2.99. It's a no-brainer if you guys have never played The Division. For $3, you'd be stupid not to get it. And it's so fun. The co-op side of it is so fucking fun. Like, who doesn't want to run around Washington, D.C. and just fucking murdering people? It's a good time. Like, your base of operations is in the White House. Like, you go to all the historical museums, and they're, like, accurate inside and out. It's fucking crazy.
All I've heard from the Division series so far is, like, 1 and 2 were just, like, because there was so much hype with 1, and then it came out, and, like, they did that thing, I don't know if you remember, the Division 1 got, like, pushed back, and when it finally came out, Like people like were just like, oh, I played it for a while and then dropped it, and then the same thing supposedly happened with 2, where it was just like not. But I mean, that's making me optimistic that you like it, because I mean, I might like it, but right, I
Dude,
mean,
it's really
I'll probably
good.
still install it for $3, but I mean, I'm just like I'm playing so much other stuff right now that it's like, man, if I like
Listen,
if I get addicted to another game, then it's like I'll never get
here's
back
the
around to
thing.
what I'm playing.
If you play Division 2, play it with me.
I mean,
Because
yeah,
like
yeah, I would obviously do that.
it forces you into co-op because as you level up, the enemies level up. And it just gets to the point that you can't, like, the missions to solo them are fucking absurd because you are literally killing hundreds of guys in one area. So it's like, you know, it's so hard. Travis and I just dropped the call. We're going to keep it going.
Yeah, I kept it going.
That was weird. But yeah, like, you literally kill, like, hundreds of people in one area. So you have to play with friends. But, I mean, you can run through that game with 2 people. It's very good. I definitely recommend it. For $3, you really can't go wrong.
Yeah, I'll download it and we'll have to find time to play, but yeah, and I'm playing Spider-Man, which I'm having a lot of fun with that because I got a PS4 Pro.
Oh yeah, you got the PS4.
Like nobody cares, and I don't expect you guys to care. But with my tax return, I bought a PS4 Pro, and because my dream has always just been like for gaming, like I want both of those. Like I want the Xbox One and the PS4, and I've always just kind of been broke and a broke kid basically. But like I've had like a job and then a job. Like this is my second after that last one, so and I'm doing well. So like it's I went to my local game store, and they had actually like 2 or 3 that were used, and I trust this game store pretty well, so I knew like, well, even though it's used, I feel like they've tested it and everything, and but I still got
Right.
my receipt if anything happens to it. But so it looked like a brand new PS4, but yeah, like I did all my research beforehand, like differences and everything, PS4, PS4 Pro, and I just went ahead and got the Pro just to be like, oh, get like the best of what they got. Even though I've heard the Slim is pretty good too, but
That's what I have, the Slim.
and also I also really liked how the Pro looks because it's just literally like that matte texture with like I like that the PlayStation logo is literally dead center on the top. Like it's literally like because it's kind of hidden on all the different versions of it. And so that's kind of odd to me whenever like the Xbox has the Xbox logo on it. But I still gotta upgrade my Xbox. Still have the original one, but I want to get an X.
I have the
Because
original
I'm gonna
one, too.
eventually like cycle over slowly kind of to like 4K gaming because I actually really want to like get a 4K TV and have because now I got a PS4 Pro and that can handle it, but I don't have an Xbox for it, so it's like, well,
Right.
I can't play Jedi Fallen Order on 4K right now, but I can play like Spider-Man on 4K right now. Like, well, not now, but if I got a TV for it, but I'm thinking like Black Friday or maybe just the next tax return, but I don't know. Like, but yeah, just a very useless fact. Enjoying that just because a whole nother door opens up when you have both, because it's like all the exclusives are at my fingertips now, and I've just been thinking about everything I'm gonna get because I'm gonna get like I want to get the Uncharted's. Because I've played a bunch of the Uncharted's, I just never was able to actually just play from 1 to 4, like, because I know they like remastered the first 3 or
You can
whatever.
buy the Nathan Drake collection. It's like $20 for the first 3 games remastered.
I knew I wanted Spider-Man because I was like depressed whenever that didn't come to Xbox because it's a freaking Sony thing and Sony owns Spider-Man, so it makes sense. It's on PlayStation, but so yeah, like I got that like with it because I knew I wanted to get at least one game with it, but and I really want to play the Shadow of Colossus remaster because I grew up with that on PS2, and that looks so freaking good. Because I know they made like a PS3 version that was quote unquote remastered, but it was really just kind of like upgraded a little bit. But they actually did like the Halo 2 treatment with Shadow of Colossus, where it's literally from the ground up, like looks like a new game and everything. And if you've never played that, Dustin, I think you would really like it. But
Shadow Colossus.
you're basically just slaying giants. It's amazing.
Woo.
Like, you have to actually find them, and there's like weak points on them and everything. You climb up like their fur, and like it's the whole thing. Like, it's really, it's so ahead of its time, because it was like a PS2 game where you could just like climb to the top of this giant and like try to figure out how to kill it. Like, it's just so, like, you could just fall off. Like, it's just like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like basically Assassin's Creed, but for like back then when they were ahead of like, okay, climbing stuff and climbing really big thing. Like, just, I'm trying to just think about like, okay, PlayStation 2, like, and being able to like, it's probably just because the graphics were like not as good as today, so it's like,
Right.
maybe their system could handle it back then, but like, it just blows my mind that it's a game from like the early 2000s, because it's just so ahead of its time. But yeah, Spider-Man, I definitely want to play The Last of Us, because I know 2 is coming, so I'm like kind of excited to actually, because I've also played some of The Last of Us and really, really enjoyed it, but didn't actually get to finish it because I don't have a PlayStation, or I didn't have a PS4, so I'm legitimately excited to play Last of Us because it's like perfect timing with 2 coming out. I think that might be the end of this year, if not summer or something. I don't know, but maybe I can.
I want to give an update on Sean too. The guy I was doing the charity thing for. This doesn't have anything to do with the service animal, but I don't know if I mentioned this in the podcast or to you, Trav, but did I tell you how Sean is getting like a gaming PC donated to him, like through a charity organization? Did I tell you about that?
I don't think you did.
Okay, so a little backstory about the company. There's a company that's called Shellback Tech, and it's run by this guy who's a disabled veteran and his wife. And what he does is he started building PCs for like disabled veterans and, you know, retired firefighters and retired cops, like people that were hurt on the line of duty and things like that. And he would like do fundraisers, and, you know, like these companies started sponsoring him, and he would build custom PCs for these people, so they would, you know, like that were into gaming. So it was basically like a second chance at, you know, doing something that they love to do, because they obviously can't do what they did previously in life because of having a disability or being injured. And Sean is actually getting the first ever first responder build, retired first responder build, sent to him, and it's built. I've actually seen pictures of it. It is awesome, and Sean is actually receiving it tomorrow, February 19th. And a company called Arosi that works with Shellback Tech sent Sean like a desk. They sent him a microphone. They sent him gaming glasses. They sent him a gaming chair. Like, he literally got this hookup for free, and it's incredible. And I just wanted to share that with you guys because, you know, it's actually like kind of heartwarming, you know?
Yeah, like that, you know, people can make a difference in other people's lives in that way. Yeah,
and speaking of gaming
Sean.
PCs too, you know, like you kind of had that transition into like a different side of gaming by getting the PS4, and finally, thanks to Trista creating content and being a gamer herself, has decided to go ahead and actually get a custom gaming PC. So we're probably gonna like part one out and, you know, have it built by a family friend of mine. I know how to build a PC. I don't trust myself to build a PC. And we have animals, and like, you know, motherboards are very sensitive things. The littlest like bump or scrape to it, or really like even the tiniest static shock can fry an entire motherboard. And if the motherboard doesn't work, your PC doesn't work. But we've actually like, I think I finally got Trista on board for the gaming PC, and I just really think that not only for my content, but I honestly want it more for her at this point, because like I just really support her and like her whole journey on Sims, and I feel like just having that on the PC is just going to elevate that everything to the next level, especially if, you know, she actually decides to start streaming like I do. Like, it's just going to open up the doors to possibility. You know, like I'll be able to do so much more with my Twitch and like overlays and everything else because I wouldn't be streaming it through my console. I'd be streaming it through my PC. I'm just excited. I don't know. It's just really cool for me.
It's a good thing to be excited about. Also, the first thought that came to my mind too was like, y'all will be able to just kind of like game at the same time too, as well. I mean, I know like you guys game together too and all that.
Like that's exactly it. Like she,
but y'all
like, hey,
y'all won't have to like take turns and stuff all the time and all that, and that's why. That's why I'm glad that on one of Ashley's birthdays, I got her the Xbox One S because I was like, okay, I want you to play Xbox games with me, but I don't want us always have to split screen, and it'd be nice to just do like online, but we're just in 2 different rooms, and that's literally and we wanted an Xbox for the bedroom too because it's like Netflix and all that, so like so we're not always having to couch potato it, and. Yeah, I was just like ready for bed and like just do what we're doing in the living room with YouTube or Netflix or Hulu, and then it's in there too. So it's like it's so nice, and I want to do the same thing for a PS4. Like I'm gonna probably get her a PS4 and like and all that. But yeah, like
see, Trista has her own PS4, so we kind of lucked out there. I mean, she doesn't have an Xbox, but I don't think she's more of a PlayStation gamer. But it's gonna be nice like having the PC. It's like. Okay, like I can play Xbox or play PlayStation. She can record and do whatever on the PC. Like it's just really just gonna make everything so much better. And my Minecraft content is gonna fucking, it just really opens doors to the content creation thing. Like at some point in time too, say like eventually you invested in a PC. I guarantee you there's a way like that we could make the podcast like a visual thing with us.
Yeah.
Like it really could be a thing. It's something that could happen. I think it's just going to be able to take everything to the next level, which is why, like, okay, it just really makes me happy that Sean's getting this PC because, I mean, the man's, like I said, he's confined to a motorized chair. He can't drive. He can't go anywhere. He really can't do anything. So, like, being a gamer and not being able to do anything, like obviously, you're going to fill your downtime with playing games. And he's passionate about streaming and creating content through Twitch. And just having the PC, again, it's just like opening so many possibilities for him.
Right.
Like, let's be honest, Trav, like if you're going through Twitch, and you see somebody playing on Xbox and they just have like a webcam or maybe no webcam, you're not going to be as enticed to click on it as where if you like see like in the thumbnail, like, oh, this guy has like a cool background behind him and has all these songs playing and it's like, it's cool and like just interactive, like that's what people want to see.
Right.
So like, I don't know. It's just freaking cool. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really, really excited for that. Also, what I wanted to talk about. Do you have any near you like fast fire pizza places? Do you know what those are?
Like, I don't know,
like a Blaze Pizza.
Yeah, Blaze. I was like, what is that place that sounds like it's like a word for fire? It's like Blaze, but yeah, that's a great place.
Yeah, it is. So there's a place that opened up near us, like actually right by my work. It's in walking distance, called Third Eye Pies. Okay. Get this. It's like Blaze Pizza. They have pre-made pizzas and build your own pizza, right? You get a 6-cut pizza and you can customize it with whatever you want. The only thing they charge you extra for is for broccoli and cauliflower on your pizza. And it's an extra $1. If you get like the cheddar broccoli dough instead of regular dough, it's an extra $1. For $9 max, or even it would go up to $10 max, you could have a 6-cut pizza all to yourself. And it's like decent size. Like I can't finish one in one sitting. And today I went there on my lunch because I was like really feeling it. Me and my coworker Isaiah, I was like, dude, let's go to Third Eye Pie. He's like, dude, I've been there like 4 times this week. I was like, let's make it 5. He's like, all right, bet. So we went. So they have like 4 different sauces you can choose from. There's like regular marinara, there's spicy marinara, I can't remember the other one. And then there is an Alfredo sauce. but I had them do a ranch-based pizza. So instead of like regular pizza sauce, it was ranch. And then I got broccoli and cauliflower. I got mozzarella. I got bacon. I got chicken. I got ham. Bacon, chicken, ham, and pepperoni. All baked on top.
Dustin got so
And
many,
it was
so many things on his pizza. He can't even remember how many. He can't even count them all on his hands.
Nope. And then I got a sriracha drizzle, and it was so freaking good.
Like
And I have
Blaze,
two pieces
Blaze
left, and I
pizza,
really wanna eat them.
Blaze pizza is really, really good. But like, I remember when Ashley first took me through there, and I was just like, it's like Subway but for pizza, and I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
it's really hard for me to decide on like, well, what do I want on it? Because I'm just like, I don't know, I'm so normal. Because I just like,
Yeah,
I'm so down for just pepperoni pizza. Like, and I love putting stuff on a pizza or whatever. Like,
Do you think pineapple belongs on pizza?
I don't mind it. It's a bonus.
Travis don't mind it. Okay, Tristan, I love we love Hawaiian pizzas.
I was
And
about,
like,
I was about to say, oh
Yeah.
God, he's one of those like, Dustin's one of
to
those
touch on what-
no pineapple, like, but no.
I love pineapple on pizza. And to touch on what Travis saying about like when you go, if you have never been to
It's-
like a
it's a
Blaze
little
Pizza
intimidating,
or a place
that's
like we're
for
talking
sure.
about, it is. Because like you can think like, okay, you're gonna order from Pizza Hut, Domino's, Papa John's, whatever. You can think about what you want on a pizza. But when you're standing there and these people are looking at you like, hurry the fuck up and order, I want to make your pizza and get on with the next customer. It's hard. Like I kind of stood there with my thumb in my ass. I was like, I don't know what to get.
And just be like, all right, so, because, like, I'm just a very cheese, like, centric guy and pepperoni, so it's like, like, just put every, next time, just put every kind of cheese on there and just see how that tastes, like,
And that's the thing,
every
like I said,
kind.
the only thing they
Except
charge you
for blue
extra for is
cheese.
for broccoli and cauliflower and the special dough. You can literally put as many toppings as you want on that pizza at no additional cost. It all starts at $8.88. Even their pre-made pizza, and you can customize their pre-made pizza. Say there's a pre-made pizza you really like, it has everything you like on it. Oh, hey, like I want to add bacon to that. I want to add chicken to that. You can do that at no extra cost.
I like
great.
watching them put
It is
to
the
put
best
that in there,
$9
too.
you
It's
can
like,
spend.
Yeah.
And the thing is like Trista and I could go there and probably like put half of what I like on a pizza and half of what she likes on a pizza, pay $9, and like eat 3 slices each and be good.
It's not that good.
It is that good.
No, it isn't.
Trista just had a bad first experience because we went there. There was 80 million fucking people in there, and I wanted to slaughter every single one of them. I'm not a murderer psychopath, I promise. But that ran through my mind. I hate
Go
overcrowded places.
later at night, not a Friday night. Just go like on a weeknight, but like go whenever you're ready to have dinner. Like a few hours before you're gonna go to bed or whatever. Just like, it's not as packed. Because it is really packed middle of the day, that's for sure. I've always hated going there middle of the day. And it's funny because it's like a really big place. At least at the one that we've been to. Actually, and I really like that, the Blue Sky soda. Because we don't have that anywhere else. And Blaze is the only place that has it. And, like, I think it's the black cherry one. It's delicious.
Blaze has like craft sodas. Yeah, it's different. They're good.
Like, I was so into the Blue Sky black cherry soda that I, wanted to like order like a 12-pack off Amazon or whatever, and I never got around to doing that, but I still might, but I just kept forgetting about it, honestly. But yeah, it was so good. We have a place called US Pizza though, and that's just like my pizza place. Like, and Old Chicago, but US Pizza is like very, very classic. And they're very fast too, and their salads are fantastic. They'll give you like this giant salad before your pizza if you ask for a salad. It's like a big old freaking dog bowl thing. Like, it's so big.
See, this pizza place I'm talking about, they also own like it's literally like if you walk into the pizza place, you can walk right across like through the building and you're in a place called Independent Taco. Like, it's owned by the same people. And they say Independent Taco is not good. Like, everybody that I know that has ate there, other than my family, it's like, it's comparable to Chipotle, which is not fucking possible for one. I think Chipotle is just a very distinct taste. Like, Chipotle is its own thing. But people at my work have went there and they're like, it literally tastes like meat that you would just cook at home and throw in a taco, and they charge you ridiculous amounts of money. But just to give you an idea of how small this Third Eye Pie place is, between the taco place and the pizza place, which are connected, like I said, you can literally walk through to each side, like in the building, can only hold 72 people. The first time that Tristan and I ever went to Third Eye Pies was me, her, and the two kids. And that place was fucking packed, and it was just so annoying. I hate overcrowded places. You stick me in like a room full of like 100 people that can only hold 50 people, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Like, I have to get out of that situation. I get very agitated very quickly. Like, the worst experience I've ever had in my entire life, and I will never do this again. I don't give a shit. You could offer me $1 million and I will never go through what I went through when I rode the Maid of the Mist ever again on the US side. Jesus Christ.
What?
Trista just definitely let out a big ass air biscuit. You heard that. It sounded wet and loud.
Mind your business.
Well, mind my business. Everybody in the fucking listen to the podcast has heard it.
I'm not cutting it out, Trista.
Travis isn't cutting it out. Leave mine in there too. But anyways, we rode the Maid of the Mist on the US side.
I like
Right,
that
it was, like, in the middle of
transition.
the summer.
But anyway, pizza, like, just
Well, we got on the subject. I got on the subject of like overcrowded places, and I'm sure like you have an issue with that too.
definitely.
Hold on, I dropped my AirPods. Son of a bitch.
What a podcast this is, everybody.
You wanted free flow. You're getting it.
Farting and dropping
Raw and uncut.
your freaking way to talk to me and all that junk. And I'm just over here
So
like,
for the
I got my microphone and I don't... Except for the occasional
For the-
cough. I apologize for being sick, guys. I've been sick all week, but yeah, what were you saying?
Okay, so for the fourth time of me trying to explain my story before my fucking wife farted and I dropped my AirPod, we rode the Maid of the Mist. It was in on the US side, and it was in the middle of summer. It was like 96 degrees outside that day. I'll never forget this, right? And I'm like, oh my god, like, yeah, I'm so excited. I get to ride like through the falls. It's gonna be cool. Like, I've always wanted to do this. We get on the boat, and getting to the boat's great. Smooth sailing. You get down there, they give you a garbage bag to put on with a stupid little logo on it, and you just get on the boat. And it's like, oh my god, like, it's great. And then you get off the fucking boat, okay? And this is where the problem starts. So you are in like these metal, like at an amusement park, like the line, how it's like metal railings. You're in those. They're maybe 3 feet wide. And in the middle of summer, tourists galore. You are shoulder to shoulder with stinky fucking people, okay? Stinky people that stink before they get on the fucking boat because they don't, poor hygiene, and then you stick them in a fucking garbage bag and put them out in the hot sun. They stink even more. I literally flipped out on this older Asian guy standing in line because he kept pushing me and bumping into me. I freaked the fuck out on some dude I didn't even know. And we were stuck in this line for probably 3 hours, shoulder to shoulder, like chest to back with people you don't even know. People bumping into you, trying to push, trying to get around, saying they have to go to the bathroom so they can cut the line. It was the most miserable I've ever been in my entire life.
That's crazy.
Like, I was so fed up and so annoyed that, let's just put it this way, if the purge was real, I would have been the only fucking survivor. I would have just, dude, I just, even like thinking about it, just, oh my god. It was the worst. It was like the worst experience. I mean, being on the boat was awesome, but like, oh man, dude, I just could not. I couldn't handle it that day, dude. Like, that was the most overcrowded, like most populated place I've ever been. And having anxiety like that I was uncomfortable.
Right.
You know, like, I'm hot, I'm sweaty, like, I'm wet because of the water, and there's just people like bumping into me and like touching you. Like, it's a very uncomfortable situation to be in. I don't know if any of you guys have ever been in a similar situation, but it's awful.
Yeah, it can be, you
Like,
know.
Or
Or like when you're on the floor at a concert, it's kind of like, it can be very annoying.
yeah, it can. And I'm sure, like, you know, you work in retail. I'm sure on busy times like Black Friday and around other holidays, like, you're in an aisle trying to do your thing, and it's just flooded with people, and like
You
you
have
can't
no
do what you
idea.
have to do because they're in the way.
And I don't even work in the aisles, and I pray for them that have to do that. Yes, I have dealt I have dealt with a similar situation. Like at where I work, sometimes just like the back wall, where I work can just be very, like, it's a pretty open space too. It's not like it's not an aisle. It's like it's literally, and it's like the weekends are so freaking like, it's just I can't, like, I'm trying to work fast to get everything done, and when I'm trying to like put the food on the shelf, it's like, you're in my way, dude. Like, it's just like, and you know, and then I don't know, and people will just be like, oh, sorry, like, I'm in your way, and then like you kind of feel bad, but it's like, well, I don't know. It's just, there's this balance, and like there's certain days that are worse than others, but yeah, just, I don't know.
Yeah, like, and too, from working in retail, Jesus, you can honestly meet the shittiest people in the entire world.
Definitely.
Like, for example, I work in a shoe store, and I remember one time this lady came in with a younger kid, probably around the age of my daughter, 4 or 5 years old. And she was like, I need shoes for him. And I was like, okay, well, what are you looking for? So she, like, I noticed she started picking up, like, shoes that were cheaper. Like, okay, makes sense. Like, you don't want to spend a whole lot of money on shoes for kids that are growing fast. And I know how fast kids grow now. Obviously, having 2 kids in my life, I'm realizing, like, my daughter's sprouting like a fucking weed. It's just like, just the other day, she's wearing 3T. Now she's in, like, size 5. That fit her, and it's like, it's weird. Like, I bought her a hoodie the other day for Valentine's Day. It's like a heavy, like, fleece hoodie jacket zip up thing, and I bought it big on purpose so she could, like, have it to grow into. Nope, fits her like perfectly. Like, it's just a little baggy, but it's just like, god damn it, like, I really wanted her to get some good use out of it. And now with, like, the spring and summer rolling around, I think by the time next winter rolls around, it's gonna be too big on her, or too small on her. But, like, so this lady anyway was looking at cheaper shoes. And I was like, okay, well, what size? So she, like, told me what size he was. And I was like, okay, like, honestly, I kind of recommend getting some shoes and, like, going a size up just to be safe. And I was like, well, like, here's a cheap shoe. Like, this shoe's literally, like, $15, get a couple sizes up in it. And that way you have them to grow into. And this lady looks at me and was like, do you really think that I need cheap shoes? Money's not an issue for me. And I just turned around and walked away. But in my head, I'm like, you fucking bitch. Like, I see you picking up cheap shoes, so I'm trying to show you cheap shoes, like, as other alternatives. And she was like, you really think money's an issue for me? Like, I wanted to turn around and just smack her in the face.
Like, you're just trying to
like,
help by giving her other prices.
It's
like, hey, there's these other...
Do not ask for my fucking help if you're going to just turn around and degrade me after that. Like, I'm sorry. I noticed you were picking up, like, more budget-friendly shoes, so I showed you other shoes that would have been budget-friendly and good for your child, and you just basically shit all over me by saying, you really think money's an issue? No, I'm not assuming that you're broke. I'm not assuming that money's an issue. I just see you picking up cheaper shoes. Therefore, you're looking at cheaper shoes for a kid. It makes sense. I'm sorry. There's a lot of cute shoes where I work that I would love to get my daughter. But I'm not spending $40 on a pair of shoes that she's going to outgrow in 6 months. Like, there's shoes there right now that are like $21. I get a 30% discount. Like, that's cheap, okay? Like, I can justify spending, $15-16 on a pair of shoes that she can just run around and play around in now. And then, maybe even getting another pair and a couple sizes bigger, so in a few months she can wear the bigger size and have shoes. But I hate shitty customers. And it's like, honestly, no matter where you work, it really does not matter where you work. If you have to deal with the general public in any way, you are going to run into shitty people.
Yeah.
And I just want to point out, too, where I live in Pennsylvania, I'm close to the Canadian border. And where I work, there's a lot of Canadians that come down. Understandable, there's no sales tax in Pennsylvania, okay, on clothes and shoes. So, honestly, you save a lot of money. And the exchange rate in Canada is fucking ridiculous. That's fine. But for all these people that are like, oh my God, Canadians are super nice. No, the fuck they're not. Like, I know from firsthand experience that not all of them are nice. Like, I've had people come in that, like, if we don't have exactly what they're looking for, like, they will literally treat you like shit. Well, I'll just buy them online. Okay, go buy them online. I don't fucking care. Like,
if you were
know,
gonna
you
buy them
them
online,
through
then
our
why are you in
specific
my
site.
store?
Guess what?
you know?
We're still getting
Yeah.
your money, you fucking dumbass.
It's like, why are you in my store if you're not gonna, like, why are you in the store if you're considering buying them online anyway? Like, jeez.
Right. And I've ran into some stupid people too. Like really stupid people. Like I had this one guy come up. He asked me about a shoe. He was like, I need the shoe in a size 9. I looked all through the shelf because our shoes are out. Like you can just walk in, grab whatever size you need, try it on. Like unless it's like a very expensive shoe, like a high-end shoe, like a lot of the Jordans, sometimes like people have to ask for assistance. So, hey, like I want this shoe. Okay, like I have to go back to the back. I have to grab the shoe for them, which is fine. No big deal. But the other shoes are just out on display. You can grab whatever size you want. Well, there's a sign that says no back stock available. Okay, right there in bright, big, white, bold fucking letters. Now, Travis, if you were to walk into my store and you saw a shoe you liked and you didn't see your size and you looked at on the price tag of the shoe and that bright, white, bold letters and it said no back stock available, what would you think? Like, how would you take that sign?
That I shouldn't ask for anything in the back.
Yeah, so like when it says no back stock available, like, and this guy was like, I need this in a 9.5. I was like, we don't have it in a 9.5. He's like, oh, okay. I was like, well, as you see, sir, like it says no back stock available. That means that whatever is out here is all that we have left. Like this is it. Once these are gone, the shoe's gone. So like I did my lap. I come back. I was like, I need this in a 9.5. And I was like, there's no back stock available. We don't have a 9.5. And this is the only time I ever like swore at a customer. And I come back around and he fucking asked me again. And I was like, we don't fucking have it. Like, no back stock available. We don't have your size. Stop asking me. Like, I don't know how many times I have to fucking tell you or explain to you, no back stock available means we don't have any more. If you do not see the size 9.5 out here, go fuck yourself. We don't have it. I didn't say that part to him. But no, like, I was literally like, we don't fucking have it.
You're like, rewind. I didn't say all of that.
No, I didn't. But like, trust me, it was going through my head. And today, I have a really funny story too. Before we get into our recommendations, because we're at like 52 minutes. An older gentleman came in today, and this guy was like, he was a nice guy. He was funny. He was like happy. Like he was cool. Other than when he grabbed my arm and like was very physical with my arm, looking at my tattoos. That was a little weird. But like that's usually how older people are. They're very physical, like they just don't care. But this guy, it's so funny because my manager was out on the floor the whole time this interaction between me and this older man took place. This guy was like, I'm 78. This is how this dude opened up this conversation with me. He's like, I'm 78. I was like, okay. He's like, I need a shoe. Okay. I just joined a health club. Okay. Well, what shoes you got? What's good for walking or just general like light working out? So I show him these shoes. Well, it needs to be this color. I show him the color he wants. Well, I don't want to pay that much money. Jesus Christ, here we go. Okay. So, like, I show him another shoe. I was like, and it kind of got to the point where I was like, look, man, like, you're like, I'm running out of options here. Like, if you want the color you want and you want a good shoe, you're going to have to spend the money on it. I'm sorry. Like, I don't have your in-between budget shoe that's going to do what you want to do. And then he's like, well, I need it to be water repellent. I'm like, oh my fucking God. We have one shoe that's water repellent. This guy wanted a black and white shoe. This shoe is fucking olive green and orange. I actually have them. I love them. But they're water repellent. I show him. And he's like, oh, I'll be back. And this guy thought my name was Dave. He called me Dave with the beard today to my manager. But it was funny, okay, because he was an older man. This is where the funny part comes in. Is I would like answer him. And mind you, this guy's standing like a 1.5 feet away. Like he's like basically like face to face with me. I would say something. He's like, huh? Like he couldn't hear me. So I'm yelling at this guy, like answering his questions. And like he like walked away for a second. My manager walks up. He's like, Dustin, are you okay? Like, are you mad? And I was like, no. He's like, well, you're like yelling at that guy. I was like, he can't fucking hear me, dude. He's like, he's deaf. Like I'm just like yelling at him to answer his questions so he can hear me. It was just really funny. But that guy gave me a customer compliment today. But he was like, yeah, that Dave guy back there in the shoes did really well. My manager's like, Dave? You mean David? He's like, no, Dave. He's like, tall guy, bald, like clean shaven. He's like, nope, short kid with the beard. And he was like, Dave with the beard. So now my manager called me Dave with the beard today. My name's not Dave. But okay. Maybe our thumbnail homie can put my face on the Punisher with a name tag on him that says my name is Dave.
I'll see if he can make that happen. I'm sure
that
he
would
can.
be great.
But yeah, man. Like yesterday, for example, because when you were telling me that story, I remembered this, and I was like, man, I relate to that. Because there's like a lot of things, like working in meat, that can relate to shoes in a weird way. But like, there's this guy that was in a, whatever, rolly cart, old people cart, sit on your rear end cart. And he picked up some neck bones in the pork, on the pork wall. And he's like, do y'all have any more neck bones? I'm like, and I'm looking at him, because Thomas, my buddy Thomas, that works there, pork and chicken side is like his side when we work together. I work beef and steak side. It's like, the ground beef is on the same wall as the steaks, and then there's our door to go to the back room, and then past the door to the right is pork and chicken. So just like pretty much any meat wall really. But like, so that's on Thomas's side, and I knew, like, okay, Thomas has already put out these neck bones, and I look, and there's like at least 5 packages of these neck bones, and neck bones are like, they're in this huge, like, almost little, I don't know how to explain it. Do what?
Damn it, Travis! I'm so sorry. You can't even cut this out. Tristan just. My wife has the nastiest farts ever. She just farted. It was like. It's exactly what it sounded like, right in the middle of Trav's story.
Should I just title this "Just the Farts" a lot, like episode, like whatever?
You guys are gonna hear a total of 3 farts in this. 1 from me, 2 from her. But continue your story. I have another funny story before we get into our recommendations. Mine's short.
About 5 packages of neck bones were there, so I just straight up looked at them and I was like, "Well, what's wrong with those?" Like, I was just like, he was like, "They ain't got no meat on them." I was like, "Okay." So I walked to the back, kind of pretended to look, like, because they can't see you, and came back. Because I was like, because I know for sure, if we did have neck bones, as a matter of fact, I found out we did. If we did have more neck bones in the back, all of them are the same. All of them are just these little bits of, like, literally neck bone from a pig, like, with a little bit of meat on it. Like, it's mostly bone. Like, more meat, it's neck bones. That's what they're called. And, like, I'm telling you, man, like, yeah, okay, like, when you're in ground beef or you see a T-bone or something, there's gonna be, like, we've all seen it on the meat wall, like, whether you're shopping or working there or whatever, like, there is some that are bigger than others in situations. Like, you know, like, you have a package of, like, of ground chuck beef. Sometimes if you pick up another one beside it, it might be a little bit different looking. It's the same product, but it's like a little bit fatter. And the people that packaged it before it got to us just put a little bit more, even though, like, it's supposed to be, or just not even maybe different. It's not supposed to be, but just like a different shape, really, I guess. And neck bones, like, all of those are the same for a reason, dude. Because the ones that I'm going to pull out of the back are going to be the exact same as that. And there's no way to really say that, so I just kind of played that card, and, you know, I just straight up told him, I was just like, we don't have any, like, I went to the back to kind of quote-unquote check, and I don't do this often. I actually usually do check for customers on situations, but this was kind of like, this was literally like, okay, because, like, I can understand, for example, like, people want those beef roast kits all the time that have, like, a piece of beef with the vegetables and all that with it in a big package. People want those all the time, and they go really, really fast. So sometimes they'll just be like, for example, like, just using the roast kit as an example, there's just, like, one left. And some lady's asking, "Do you got any more? This one looks a little whatever." Like, I don't mind that. That situation's like, okay, well, I understand. Like, I'll go see if I can have any more for you to choose from. Because, I mean, realistically, if we have them, they should be out there anyway, right? It's like, well, we only have one
Right.
left. We just didn't get around to it or forgot about it. Or, like, we don't make the whole wall perfect, like, ever. Like, there's no way because there's too much to it. Like, there's too much to do. Like, so something's going to be left behind. Those neck bones was like at least 5 packages. Dude, you have 5 to choose from. Like, and they're all bad. Like, and I know, and they're all stuffed through the into the shelf. I know he didn't pick them all up and look at them. So it's like, I think it was well deserved to just go back there. I played on my phone for like a minute, and then I came back. It was just like, oh man, we're out. It's just like, and I hate lying, man. Like, and I'm not a liar. Like, I don't like lying. But there's just such, and even Ashley kind of made me feel better about it. Like, you know, neither one of us are liars, but sometimes I gotta do it at my job too. And it's just,
Yeah,
it
you
sucks.
have to. I did it today when Trista was in there with customers.
It really freaking
This
sucks.
lady was like really shitty because she was like, oh, it was just 30% off when we were in here yesterday, but now it's not. And she was like telling all these other customers not to buy our product because it was not 30% off anymore. And this lady like asked me for a shoe, and she was like, do you have it in this size? And I scanned it with my thing. We had like 18 pairs in the size they wanted. I told them no. It's like, I'm not gonna like run into the back and find what you want just to take it out there for you to continue to bitch that it's not on sale. Like, it's just, I was like, no, we don't have it. And we did. But like, I mean, like, I kind of felt bad, but at the same time, it's like, no, like, if you're gonna come in here and do nothing but bitch and like turn other consumers away, like, I'm not gonna fucking service you. Like, it's just not gonna happen.
What were you gonna say earlier about?
Oh, okay. So I'm sure you've seen this in like where you work, the ice cream section. At least, and Tristan and I, we have a local grocery store called County Market, and we were in there one day and we were looking at ice cream. And if you guys don't know, they make ice cream for dogs that you can buy in grocery stores, but they stick it with like the people ice cream, and it's called like Arctic Pup. And like, you can look at it, and I mean, it looks like little vanilla ice cream cups for people.
Right.
But it's dog treat flavored, right? And I like pointed it out to Trista. I was like, that's dangerous. Like, I wonder how many people come in here and buy this shit thinking it's ice cream, and they're fucking eating dog treat flavored ice cream at home like idiots. And she goes, it's really funny because like her grandma actually did it one time, and they told her, like, grandma, that's like dog ice, that's ice cream for dogs. And she's like, well, it's really good. She ate it.
I mean, I guess as long as it didn't hurt her, then it's like, well,
yeah. It's just so funny because like it's like cartoony, like it literally like it is appealing to children, but it's just so funny that like I saw that and I was like, Trista, like, honestly, how many people you think come in here and think they're like those little plastic like cups of vanilla ice cream?
hey, you know those fudge bars, by the way, that's like Bluebell or something like that? I don't know if it's Bluebell, but there is this particular fudge bar, like a regular, kind of like a freaking popsicle, but it's chocolate, like one of those. There is a brand out there that is using the same mascot picture of a guy on it. Like, if you literally go and pay attention to that, it's like the big guy that's holding one, smiling, toward you, like at the quote unquote camera, and he has a hat that says Coach. It's literally like from the 80s or 90s, and me and Ashley laughed so hard thinking about that. Like, they still have not replaced like the guy from back then. Don't even know if that dude's still alive. Like, it's like, it's so funny. That's because funny. When I really thought about that, like, they haven't taken time to like make new boxes after all these years. That it's the same box design. I'm just like,
hey, if that's what sells though,
that's kind of crazy. Like, I didn't even think about that. There's this whole world of like ice cream that's like we probably don't know about, where it's like, okay, like, I just want to know everything. I want a whole documentary based off like, okay, the Coach guy on the box for the Bluebell ice cream. Like, I want to learn everything about, like, okay, why has that not updated? Like, because we're in freaking 2020, and it's like a guy that like is probably really old now or not around. Like, it's just,
it could be the guy who started it all though. You never know.
It could be, but it's just like, it's literally the most cliche, like, 90s, like, this is the coach across his hat. It's like, I don't know, it's so funny. But recommendation for me really quick before Dustin's is I've been really loving going back and actually working out and everything, and not to put myself on a pedestal or anything, but I'm really like I've been balancing like treat my body like crap, but also go to the gym and everything. And I guess as long as you work it off, like you're pretty much like good, because I really want to like kind of get more trimmed down again and everything, and like maybe, you know, increase muscle. So like go work out. Like if you literally are like the type of person that's like you've been teetering on it, oh, I'm too busy, like I just like whatever, like there's got to be some amount of time you can take to like actually try to make yourself feel better. Because and this is, you know, there's a lot of people that have good health habits and drink a lot of water and everything, and I'm not talking about you guys, I'm just talking about the people that are literally like, you need a change. It's really helped me a lot, and every time that I have these waves of like, oh, I go to the gym a lot and then like stop, like I really feel like I'm actually like really sticking to it. Like I feel different in the gym too, where I'm like, I feel the drive, and I actually am like doing something and making myself sore and then going back and working off the soreness and then repeat. So it's literally like, okay, I think, you know, because sometimes I just need to go for a walk, and my walk is like, okay, get on the freaking treadmill and go, because like, and I'll walk until like I can't, well, you know, until I can't anymore, basically. Like in a, you know, and at Planet Fitness they have like a calorie, you know, you got the numbers on the thing, so I kind of have set myself a goal for each time on the treadmill, like, okay, burn this many calories and then you can stop. Like it's literally like, and I just listen to podcasts and music and everything, and it's just like the gym is just a fun time, man, because it's like it just really like even if you feel like crap, like it really can just kind of wake you up and make you feel better, even like that. And paying attention to your protein and all that afterwards, it's really hard. It's this whole world that I'm still a beginner at. I'm still a beginner at learning, like, okay, what I need to intake before and after the gym, and like, you know, and all of that. And like, hey, I love being a fatty and just eating whatever I want. Trust me, like I've done it my whole life. But like, you know, and I'm not going to stop reviewing food on YouTube and everything. I have no reason to stop, but I can do better with like, okay, what do I eat outside, like off of the camera, and, you know, and all that. And, you know, so that way when I do treat my body like crap for a food review, like I'm still doing better outside of that. And, I just like, I haven't gone to the gym in a few days at this point of recording the podcast, but I do know that it has been making me feel better. And right now I'm just sick, so that's kind of why I stopped. But I'm gonna go back like when I feel better, and it just makes me feel a lot better, guys. Like I coming from a person that is just not in any way ever in good habits with any of that. Like I am the worst procrastinator, and I just gotta say, like, to all you procrastinators that are this way, you keep putting stuff off, you gotta just, there's that wedge. Like Matt Bell from Reckless Eating, he's a good friend of mine. Like he said it best one time on a live stream, and I'll never forget it. He's like, well, and like people were asking him, how do you like the drive for the gym and everything? He's like, the drive for the gym is go when you don't want to. It's literally like he admits, like, I never want to go to the gym. I never want to go to the gym, but once you're there, it's just like, oh, everything's fine now. Like, it's just this weird, like, you have to get past the quote-unquote resistance of, in your brain, of wanting to go. And because if you're sitting there playing video games or making a YouTube video, or Dustin's playing Minecraft or something, it's obviously like, this is better than going to the gym. Like, but once you go, you realize, like, well, this is better. And like, I always walk out feeling at least a little bit better. So like, that's just, you know, that's just my personal recommendation that I wanted to at least throw in at least one podcast, is like, just, you don't even have to hit the gym. Just make healthier habits to, like, because we want to live. Like, I want to live. I want to survive and live many years if I can. So it's like, and I want to be able to do this podcast for many years, and I can't do that if I freaking croak because I had a heart attack. Like, because like I feel it coming too, man. Me and Dustin are like, okay, we're on those stairs to the third, the big 30. So it's like,
Yeah, we're almost at the dirty 30,
it was
baby.
like, man, we gotta like, we gotta like slow down a little bit. At least I do. Like, I gotta like just, I gotta stop.
I do. I need to go
I gotta,
back to the gym.
I gotta
I
stop
fucking
treating my
admit it.
body like crap because, like, I feel it. I feel the difference with that. Where it's like I could do what I do now as a teenager and feel fine, but I feel the difference in like sleep and everything. Like, cause sleep is like one of my biggest. Like, I can feel it whenever food or drink or anything affects how I sleep. Like, not like keeping me awake. I don't have that problem anymore. Like, I used to have insomnia, but I'm cured of that. Like, I pass out like just nothing anymore, like nowadays. But I can tell with when I wake up for work the next day, depending on how groggy I am, on the same amount of sleep as the night before, like, it depends on how I treated my body. And
Yep.
and it sucks whenever you realize, crap, man, I don't know, I did something wrong, like I had too much sugar or something, and you feel that crash. But like, water before bed and like milk and stuff sometimes too. Like, I just, healthier habits. Anyway, that didn't mean to go on too long, but on to Dustin's recommendation.
I'm gonna keep my recommendation short and sweet. Go back and listen to some old songs that maybe you kind of forgot about. I'll just give you a quick example. Tristan and I have 2 Google Homes in our house. One of them in our kitchen, one of them upstairs in our bedroom. And a lot of times when we're in the kitchen, like if we're cooking dinner or I'm cooking dinner and she's at work and I'm washing dishes, I like to ask Google to just play like a certain artist on Spotify. And then it just gives me like a playlist of all their songs. And I haven't listened to A Day to Remember in a really long time. And I was like, Google, play A Day to Remember on Spotify. And the first song that came on is If It Means a Lot to You. And I completely forgot how good that song was. And then like Have Faith in Me. And like I just went down this rabbit hole of like just listening to older songs that I used to listen to that I kind of like forgotten about. And it was just nice. Like, I don't know. It just kind of made me feel good. That's my recommendation. Go back and listen to old music. It's awesome.
We just got back recently from Breaking Benjamin and Korn. Been uploading the live everything I recorded on my side channel. And I recommend that to Dustin. Like, if you haven't heard Breaking Benjamin in a long time,
They're so good.
They're so good. But if you allow yourself to do the same thing, or you go down there, just like make Spotify play Breaking Benjamin on shuffle, and you'll be like, bro, like,
I
cause
think my favorite song by them is Breathe.
dude, it's so good live too. Like, and
I love the acoustic version of it.
yeah, that that's good too. And their new album is full acoustic, like remakes of their old songs and everything, and one original on there, Far Away, and it's like, it's so good. Like, one interviewer said about Breaking Benjamin with interviewing Ben, because they've been back since 2015. Their big comeback with Dark Before Dawn, which is still my favorite album of theirs. Like, they just have music, like, if you're into rock and everything, like, they have music that's just like something about it. It's like it touches your soul. Like, it's the melodies, it's the way it sounds. It's, Ben's voice is amazing and his screams are amazing too. Which now, Aaron, the bassist, he actually does a lot of the screams, and I learned that live. Like, I was like, oh, his screams are like, they literally sound like Ben. But it's really cool. But they're great live. It's my dream to, like, me and Ashley want to do a meet and greet. She agrees with me, like, we'd probably cry hugging Ben. Like, he's a really cool guy. He's so involved too. He's so involved at the shows. Like, he goes up to the front, and like people will, like, on purpose bring their kids and he might, like, sing with them or something at the front. And like, that's also a dream of mine, is to be like on the front rail, like at a Breaking Benjamin show, because it's always been like, I've been close but not close enough to, like, give Ben a high five or anything cool, because he just literally will, like, go into the crowd and everything, and it's so good. But anyway, guys, that wraps up this episode. We absolutely love you. Thank you for all the clicks and all the listens, and everyone that's actually joined us on this journey. We're about to
Whoop,
be 10 episodes in. That's a freaking decade in years. I don't know what that means, but I don't know why I said that. But but we thank you guys. We're excited about going on this journey with you guys, and I'm excited. I'm excited for just all the possibilities of helping people and giving people entertainment even for just an hour, and and even if you just listen to us once, still thank you and still love you. And email us at bbroshow@gmail.com, because I didn't say that at the beginning of this. That email will be in the description. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on YouTube and a bunch of other stuff that if you search it and we're there, then we're there.
Yeah.
But
Mama, we made it.
yeah, if it's there, it's there. But yeah, we love you, and we'll talk to you next time.
Well, see ya.